NFL Total Access, 15 Sunday games, 1 Monday question. What happened? For instance, what happened to the Cowboys? And don't say the refs. Too easy, too convenient, and too much else went wrong. We'll break down the breakdown. David, same question, different team.
Yeah, MJ, same question. What happened in Cincinnati? What happened to Cincinnati? 2 years ago, they were a 2-win team. Last year, they were a 4-win team. This year, they're the champions of the AFC North. We'll show you how Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase beat the Chiefs. Coach?
David, yeah, we all saw what happened with the Jets, right? I mean, come on. Tom Brady happened with the Jets. The big question is, what happened to Antonio Brown? This is the tough one, and there's a lot we don't know. But we got the latest, and we also got a feeling you haven't seen the last of this guy. MJ?
Yeah, Coach, and of course, we all want to know what happened to the playoff picture. We'll tell you who's in, who's out, and whose destiny remains in their own hands. Plus, the final game of the week, maybe the final game for Big Ben in Steel City. Browns and Steelers will count you down on TA from LA right here, right now. There he is, all bundled up in his entrance here. His arrival to Heinz Field, yes, that is Ben Roethlisberger. Is this the end? We don't know for sure, but we do know we're ready to see him hit the field. So are the fans. Terrible towels in hand and lots of praise and some homage to Big Ben, including this one from the Steelers, who tweeted out his jersey in the locker room. A little ominous. But we like a little mystery as well. Welcome into our first TA of 2022. I'm MJ Acosta-Ruiz, David Carr, Steve Mariucci in the house. Listen, back out here in a moment because for our countdown to history, Steelers history, if this really is Big Ben's last hurrah at Heinz Field, but before we look ahead, let's look back at what went down on a sensational Sunday. 11 NFL teams now locked in for the postseason. So here you have them. In the NFC, we have the Packers. Well, actually, we'll start here on the other side of things. All of these guys have a playoff spot. Of course, the Packers you see there in the middle, they have locked in that #1 seed. Still a lot of other teams, though, who locked in over the weekend with their ticket to the postseason. Let's head out to Pittsburgh. The Steelers still hoping to join that list. We'll head now to Heinz Field, where Aditi Kinkhabwala and Kurt Warner are standing by, as this could be the last game. I know it's the headline we've all been talking about, and I'm sure the buzz at Heinz Field as well, Aditi and Kurt.
MJ, Ben Roethlisberger says he doesn't like to talk in absolutes, but this is indeed his last game at Heinz Field. Kurt, he's made no secret of that. And you got some super secret special access while Ben Roethlisberger was warming up. Can you tell us what that was like?
Well, you know, head down to the field to talk to the guys. And I know Ben doesn't normally come out. I wondered if today was going to be different because of it possibly being his last game, but ran into him in the hallway when he was doing his warm-up. And just fun to talk to him. And we've had such a history over the years. And you could just feel the nostalgia of understanding what this moment means. And it's tough because you're in the middle of a season and you got things that you still want to accomplish, but at the same time knowing, hey, this is the last time I'm going to come out in front of my home fans and be able to hopefully leave some type of lasting impression. And again, it's not going to come down to one game, but trust me, you want this last game to be something memorable that you leave for all Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
Well, and you were just saying, the atmosphere is indeed electric. People have been outside the stadium for a good 8-9 hours now. When you were in this position, did that seep into your head? What was the key to sort of focusing on the task at hand and not getting wrapped up in the nostalgia?
Well, for me, it was actually a playoff game in Arizona. And so you fight both emotions because you know in your mind, okay, this is the last game I'm going to play in front of these fans. And so you want to take that in and you want to understand that moment. And you want to share that moment with the fans. But at the same time, it's like, I got business to take care of. I've got to make sure I stay focused and play a good football game. But that's what you got to do as a player, is you've got to be able to enjoy these moments. You can't push them out and then look back and go, man, I wish I would have taken that in and really enjoyed how special that was. So got the sense from Ben that he was trying to do both of those equally as well.
And he didn't ask you advice? He didn't say, what should I do tonight?
No, he didn't ask me what to do tonight. No, maybe we'll talk down the road about what he has to do with the next step. I don't think he needs any advice on what he needs to do tonight. He knows what's in store. He knows what's still possibly ahead of this football team, and he obviously knows how to play this game.
Well, and it is a game that, in fact, there are some stakes. The Steelers aren't necessarily dead just yet.
Right.
The Browns have been eliminated, but I know a point made to them by their coaches was, we don't want to just die now. We still have a chance at a winning season. Is that enough to motivate a team right now?
Well, I think it's hard because, you know, it's all about getting there. And once they got there last year and they went to the playoffs and they won a game in the playoffs, that's the expectation. And so when you fall short of that the next year, it is really, really hard. But I remember back in 07 when I was with the Cardinals, and we were starting to turn the corner a little bit. We won our last couple games, and I really felt like those last 2 games parlayed us into some confidence that we took into the next year, in which we would make a run to the Super Bowl against that guy that we were talking about in Ben Roethlisberger. So I believe there's a lot at stake in terms of building a culture and building confidence that not only lets them say, hey, we had a winning season this year, but it can turn into something for them next year.
Okay, and before we go right back to MJ, just tell us, did Ben bring up the throw to Santonio?
No, we didn't talk about that. Trust me, I didn't bring it up either.
Mooch told me to ask that. That was it.
Of course Mooch did.
MJ, back to you guys.
He threw Mooch under the bus there. Oh, you know what? We'll get to that in a second. All right, Juju Smith-Schuster, of course, tweeting out, last right at home, if is a very important operative word there in his dedication, but ending it with saying thank you. Number 7. All right. So right now, Big Ben is 91-31 at Heinz Field in his career. That's the 3rd most wins by a QB in one stadium in NFL history. He's behind only Tom Brady and John Elway there. All right, a lot to look back on since Big Ben entered the league back in 2004. That was a crazy draft. Your reflection here on Big Ben and his career, David?
Well, I mean, first of all, when I think about Big Ben and maybe this being his last game in Heinz Field, I remember being at Heinz Field, his first preseason game that he played. We actually were playing them in the preseason, and I remember thinking about the Pittsburgh Steelers in a way, like, they're great on defense. They had a great running game. They had all the pieces, and they just needed a quarterback to transcend, to kind of take this team to the next level. And in comes this rookie, young kid, throwing our guys all over the place, making big throws down the field, and I instantly just remember standing on the sideline that he's the guy. This is going to be the guy. And then for the next 2 decades, he absolutely dominated in Pittsburgh. It was fun to watch. It was fun to compete against him. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, in my opinion. He has nothing to hang his head about.
Right.
Time catches up to everyone. He's physically out there trying to do what he thought his body could do. You know, he's writing checks his body can't cash anymore. His team was right there, but, man, what a great career by Ben.
You know this is a big game if Kurt Warner is wearing that go-to coat.
I was waiting for it, Coach.
There it is.
I like Adidas gloves better.
I love that coat,
personally.
man. This must be a huge game, and it is a huge game. It's going to be very emotional on 2 ends. Emotional pre-game because Ben might be my last one and all that kind of thing. And they're going to, you know, be very thankful that he showed up in Pittsburgh. And then once they start playing, it's going to be emotional because you're playing the Browns. Yeah. There's a rival. There's a big rival right there. But you know what? The Steelers were the team of the 70s, right? They won 4 Super Bowls, and they were great. Well, for 26 years, they had a drought, all right? And then they didn't get going again, really, until they drafted this guy in 2004 with Eli and Phillip Rivers. And all of a sudden, the guy won 2 Super Bowls in the first 5 years. He brought this team back to relevance, and for 18 years, they've been competitive. They have winning seasons every single year, and, man, they are on top of the heap, and Ben is a large part of that.
Well, you know, Big Ben, they're not going to take it easy on him, especially not the edge rusher on that other side, but the Steelers have a big one as well. Punch us up, Mooch.
Can I walk?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you know, let's talk about the guys that are paid to make it rough on these quarterbacks. You got Myles Garrett on one side. He's got 14.5 sacks. And, guys, help me out because we got T.J. Watt on the other side with 17 sacks. He's got 32.5 the last 2 years. That's the most. Okay, so I'm an offensive coordinator, okay? We're going to play against a great pass rusher, whether it's Garrett or TJ, all right? There's some things that you want to do. A, run the ball, and the score will dictate that. You don't want to throw the ball 50 times because this guy's going to get beat up, all right? Number 2, you slide protection to that great player, all right? You got all these big guys. You try to slide that center to the right so you really have 3 against 2 in case they have all these games or whatever, and maybe you need some help. The next one is you chip with the running back, all right? This guy right here, he goes, I got a linebacker to check, but if he drops, I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to get a piece of that guy, and he's going to know my arms in his ribs half the game, all right? And then, or you might even move him up really close and do that. The other way is you use a tight end. Put a tight end right here. Off the ball's better so you can stay big on big. Or put him here and go bam right here before he goes out in a route. All right, let's take a look at some of these pass rushers right here. All right, there's TJ Watt right over here on that side. He plays either side, but mostly on that side. This is a situation your running back is going to chip. Okay, good luck with that. All right, here's the set. Here's a chip. That's the position. But TJ says, you know what? I see that. He's not going to let me do that. What I'm going to do is take the inside route and spin, and down goes Baker Mayfield. All right, there, chip that. All right, now you've got Myles Garrett over here and another defensive line. Look at the beef here. They got 1,400 pounds of big guys, and we're going to slide to the mic. Everybody's going to slide to those two guys. You got a tight end that's going to bang him. Watch Andrews hit him before he goes out. Boom, right there. You got a fullback right there that's 300 pounds. He's going to say, I got you right here. Come on, come on, come on. But everybody's sliding, including the center. 33 didn't come, so I got beef over here to pass off that game. He's going to fight. He's going to split him. He's going to split the tackle. Down goes Lamar Jackson. That's unbelievable. This guy says, you know what? I'm going to send Ben out with a bang because I'm going to sack him again today. And these two guys are going to have something to say about the outcome of this game. I can't wait. This is the game within the game. Protection. MJ, take it back.
Woo, it's the BAM for me, Coach. Love it. All right, let's start.